Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. My apologies for being MIA for so long. I owe you guys a video, and I appreciate everyone that's helped the channel grow. Don't mind the long hair, it's the longest it's been in like 30 years. But on today's episode, I've got something really exciting, something that I think you guys might be interested in. I know the CZ fans love their CZs. And this is the CZ 457 Varmit Precision Trainer Camo. So let's talk about this for a little bit, because they did update their 455 into the 457, so you can no longer get the 455 Precision Trainer. This one is in 16-inch. They do make it in 18-inch, 24-inch, threaded. This is half 28, but this would be great for precision rifle training, but on the cheap, using some 22 long rifle ammunition. This does have the Manners PRS style stock. It does have the carbon fiber exterior. It's a 3-layer epoxy. And the 457, what they did, guys, is they actually shaved some length off of the action, and then also made a slab side here. If you'll notice that it's been cut for a smaller footprint. And I did put the Area 419 30-minute of angle rail on here. Now, this rifle has not been shot. It's brand new in the box. Actually, just picked it up today. And I want to get some first impressions, see how accurate it is. We're just going to do our shooting at 50 yards today. I've got a variety of ammunition. I'm going to use CCI. I've got some ELEY TENEX, and then also some Federal Ultra Match. So on the base here, I mentioned that it's the Area 419 rail for it. So this comes, the CZ comes with an 11mm dovetail. I'm not a huge fan of dovetail mounts, so getting something like this is going to help. Basically, you just slide it over, tighten your 4 screws, and you're good to go. I have a lot of questions about this. Why would you go 30 minutes of angle rather than 15? And the reason is if you do any long distance 22 shooting, now you guys know that we do goof around with that, and it's also a growing segment in the shooting community, is long range 22 long rifle shooting. You know, maybe not the best barrel choice for it, but either way, you want to have enough adjustment so that you have enough tilt. So 30 minutes of angle should be able to get me out there a pretty good ways. Plus, I'll still be able to hold within the reticle. And that's all going to be dependent upon the scope you have and how much internal adjustment you have. If you purchase a scope and it says it has 80 minutes of angle of travel, you cannot assume that you have the full 80 minutes. Because once you mount it up to your rifle, what's going to happen is you're going to lose a lot of that just getting it zeroed so that it's kind of in the center. So you might only have 40, 50 usable minutes of elevation. So adding the 30 is going to get you back up to that 80. The only problem is, and there is one downside, there's a caveat I need to mention, is if you get too much or too many minutes of angle, then you could possibly not be able to zero it at the closer ranges. It's not often, but it does happen. So one of the other things that they changed on this is on the bottom. No longer do you have that nasty piece of stamped sheet metal. They actually integrated it to a 2-piece down here. I am going to put an Area 419 rail on this. I'll probably do that tonight. That's why the sling swivel stud is missing, because I was sizing everything up. But it has not been fired. It uses the standard 455, the polymer mags. This is a 5-rounder. So let's go ahead and get this thing on paper. Enough of me talking. I will tell you price point. The MSRP on this is going to run, I think, $11.44 was the MSRP. The weight on it is 7 to 8 pounds, depending on what barrel length. Okay, and this is a 16-inch because I'm going to run it with a suppressor. Not today, but I will run it in the future with a suppressor, and so just having that and adding it onto the end is going to give me about a 20-inch long barrel. Let's go ahead and get it on paper, see how it does. For today, what we're going to be using is the primary arms. Probably not the best setup, but it's laying around. I can just set it on top. One of the things I will point out is I wish, if you're spending this kind of money on a high-end 22, they should at least give you an option for like a cheek riser, okay? Just so you have that versatility of being able to use whatever scope. So that's one ding I'm going to give them on that one. I think the length of pull is around 14 inches, but it does have flush cups for those sling swivel attachments. Let's go ahead and start shooting it. All right, so this is the setup. One of the first things you're going to notice is that this is now a 60-degree throw. No longer is it that 90-degree throw. You'll also notice the push safety, forwards to fire. Very similar to those Remington 700s or anything like that you might be used to. So I can see where this is a huge benefit. Now, what I've got on the top is a Tacticam 5.0, just so you guys can see. A lot of people ask how we get this footage, and basically it just piggybacks on the back of the ocular. You see that number 6? You can use different shims in there, and it's really not that obtrusive. That's how I get you this footage. So I have not fired this yet. What I'm going to do is I'm at 50 yards. We've got some different types of ammunition. I know how 22 can be, so what I'm going to do is just stick with CCI standard velocity, and we'll be shooting at the top left circle on that paper target in the middle. All right, guys, here we go. First shot out of the CZ 457. I'm going to zoom this in so you guys can see it, because I know we have the Tacticam rolling. We have that infinite point with that ACSS reticle on the primary arm. So here we go. First shot, no trigger adjustment. Alright, so that was just a simple bore sight, and what you guys can do is you can see how many mils over I am. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure, and each one of those little dots to the left, right, up, and down of the chevron is 0.2 of a mil. So counting over, we're going to be about 0.6 left. So we need to go 0.6 right. So what I'm going to do is move this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.6 right. And we're just a hair low, so let's go 0.2 up. Okay, so windage is perfect. Elevation's just a hair high. I probably should have just went 1/10 up. And that action's a whole lot nicer than my 455. All right, so the action's open. It's a brand new rifle. That was 5 shots of CCI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the second target, and I'm going to do a 5-shot group. Like I said, I do realize it does have to get some of that wax coating in there. So let me go ahead and get 5 rounds on target 2. All right, target 2. I don't know what that was. Okay, so we have 4 in the pasty and 1 way down low left. All right, now we're getting somewhere with the grouping that looks. All right, so before I get all the comments about you have to shoot a lot of rounds in there before you start switching up ammo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn about 10 rounds of this Ultra Match. I'll just do some shooting here. Maybe I'll shoot him on the shooting target 7. Know your limits. That way we can get a good coating of this wax in there, and then we'll try to shoot this for group on target 4. All right, so the Federal Ultra Match. So that's 5 rounds, and we'll do 5 more, and we'll see if we can't hit the smaller ones. Now guys, the smallest plate on that is 1/4 of an inch. Awesome. All right, so we put 10 Fowler rounds through there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on the bottom left target on the paper, and let's see how this Ultra Match groups. All right, so it seems to like the Ultra Match. Let's do it again. And remember, I don't have a bipod on this. I'm just shooting off of a bag. Now, the movement you're seeing, we are on 20 power right now. So it's just the way that it is. Maybe had too much caffeine or something. Who knows? All right, so for the most discerning shooter, the ELEY TENEX. Okay, TENEX is very, very expensive, guys. This costs like centerfire pistol ammo. So let's see what it will do. All right, and just like the other ammunition, we want to go ahead and shoot about 10 Fowler rounds in here. So what I'm going to do is just check, make sure that the zero's good. And this is the ELEY TENEX. All right, so now the Fowlers are out of the way, let's see what ELEY TENEX can do. Bottom left circle. You know what they say, you get what you pay for. All right, so target 1 with the CCI, target 2 with CCI, target 3 with CCI standard velocity, not bad. Then we switched over to the Federal Ultra Match, and that's very promising. And guys, these are not 1-inch pasties, just so you guys have a reference. This is my pinky, okay? These little dots right here are about a 1/2 inch. And you really do get what you pay for when it comes to ammunition. All right, guys, so I do know it was only at 50 yards. However, I am extremely impressed with this setup. I'm going to do some close-ups so you guys can see this. This is threaded with that 1/2-28. It's going to make an awesome suppressor host. It has the wide forearm, very flat. Like I said, this will have an Arca Swiss rail on it. You can see how it contours or tapers in here. Yes, it still has the sticker on it. If you guys aren't familiar with Manners stocks, I mean, Manners stock, a stock like this is going to be almost $800-900 by itself. So to get the whole package for around $1,100, I think street price, you'll be able to get it for about $1,000. It's a really, really nice practice setup. Now, this is the Tacticam 5.0 on the top. If you're wondering, I do have the primary arms, but if you noticed, I had to crane my neck a little bit because I don't have that adjustable cheek riser. I do wish they would have made that available as an option. If you're already spending that kind of money, you don't mind spending just a little bit more to be able to have that available to you. I will tell you, the action, the fit, and the finish is a huge step above the 455 that I have, the 455 Varmit. So that's actually my daughter's gun. It's something that I gave her as a birthday gift years and years ago, but man, they have really done it right. I do like the forward push safety, but you guys see that area 419 rail. You can see that slab side. There's the bottom in there. And then the other side. So yeah, really impressed with it. Guys, I know it's a lot of money, but if you're someone that's trying to save a little bit of money or do some practicing without having to blow through that, 6 Dasher, 6 Creedmoor, 6.5 Creedmoor ammo, you can work on all the positional stuff you need to here. It feels like a very robust PRS style rifle. The trigger is adjustable for weight, creep, and I think over travel. It was 3 things that you can actually adjust on it, but it definitely feels like a more refined platform than that 455. So big shout out to Primary Arms, Tacticam, for being able to provide the optics for me and also to be able to get you guys the footage on that. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll try to get another video out soon. We have some really, really cool stuff coming out, and we will talk to you soon. Hope you have a great week.